Hey everyone, all plugged out here. For my first video, I just wanted to make a quick beginner's guide for any players that are looking forward to joining into Pillar Chase 2. And I thought I'd just give a little bit of tips, some basic info on like what everyone should just know about basically. If you're a new player and you're watching this, then you should probably stick by. If you're not and you're already pretty experienced in the game, I have no idea what you're doing here. Stick around if you want, I guess. I don't know. Okay, well, let me just start, I guess. So the most basic info that you can know is that there are monsters and humans. Of course, most of the time we'll be playing as humans, but you should probably shift your sort of attention to the monsters since it's the basically backbone of the game. It's where most of the effort is put into it, basically. Now, we all start off with just Vapor and Rosemary, right? I have no idea why this is not loading in. Okay, there we go. The thing that sucks about this is that they're both the like worst killers out of all of them. Oh, sorry, monsters. So your main priority is to just save up your coins. Save up your coins so you could buy a different monster. Because trust me, you don't want to be stuck with these two. Like they're not bad per se, but they're just nowhere near as good as other ones. On the human side, there's plenty of things you could buy. I guess first we'll talk about upgrades. If you're a new player, I strongly do not recommend you buy any upgrades, honestly. I mean, yeah, they could be helpful. The most helpful one's probably which one? Danger Vision. But still, I even though they're cheap, I still recommend you don't buy any. Especially if you are new, you shouldn't buy any at all, just so that you could get the main fundamentals down and get the your stamina, your speed just like stuck down so that you don't get confused if you buy any of these. Of course, you can buy some if you want. I'm not gonna stop you. Like I can't do anything, but I just really recommend if you're new, you do not buy any of these. Anyways, onto animation sets. Like I said before, your main coin priority at the beginning should be just to buy a monster. Honestly, you could buy any. Read the ability info of any, and if any seems most interesting to you, don't buy that one. Don't listen to tier list unless you that's what you care about. Unless you care about winning all the time, get MX, I guess. I don't know. But if you're looking to have fun, which is the whole point of this game, the main rule, no, not the main rule, the main priority you should have is just to have fun because it's a game. You should just have fun. So just look through the abilities and see what monster you like the best and just buy it and go with it. Once you have enough coins, of course. Okay, so once you have bought a monster, if you want, you can keep on saving up and buying more. But after you have your main monster, that's when I recommend you start buying cosmetics because cosmetics in this game are awesome, not gonna lie. So first up, animation sets. So these change your appearance in game, and they're honestly pretty cool. Right now I'm using Hiroshi. I think it's the best looking one right now. Scared is pretty goofy too. Just look around if you have enough, and just choose one if you want. It's not mandatory. None of the cosmetics are mandatory. Victory poses. I'd say the best one just dancing because it's the highest rarity and it's goofy. But you could go with any. It doesn't really matter. Death screams. Listen to any of these. It's nice to actually have a death screen instead of the default one because it gets kind of annoying if you see the default one. I like the Mario one. That's the one I chose. Alright. Death effects. Honestly, I think these are pretty lackluster. I always forget they're a thing. I recommend you buy these cosmetics last. But it's always nice to still have one though, just to be a bit different than all the other people. Okay, now that we got all the human stuff out of the way, now let's talk about the monster cosmetics. These are probably the cosmetics you want to save up your money for because they're the best looking ones. Let me remove this. So each monster has a different variety of cosmetics, ranging from the blue rarity, I don't really know what it's called, all the way up to ancient. Mimic doesn't have an ancient, but I'll show you some later. Uh, you don't always have to go with the highest rarity one. They're not always the best. Like personally, with the Mimic, I just really like the Elder because it's the actual way that the Mimic evolves in the Vita Carnis series. But it's up to your preference. Save up for whatever you want, whatever you think looks coolest. And for example, the Ancients are even more expensive. They're the most expensive ones, but it's because they have a drastic model change, and most of the time they have voice lines or different chase music, and it's like really worth the value that it is. So I recommend saving up for any ancient if any character has it. I recommend saving up for an ancient. Now we have all the shop stuff out of the way. Let's move on to the profile. The profile is pretty simple. Only thing you can really buy here are banners. There's only these banners so far. I mean, just look around and choose whichever one's your favorite and just buy it. They're pretty cheap, and I recommend getting one. It looks pretty cool on the side here. Okay, the Robux shop. This isn't really that important. If you want to spend Robux on exclusive skins, go for it. But if the skins are in the shop here, the Robux shop, you could buy them for actual coins. Even though they cost more, I still recommend getting them a coin instead of Robux. Unless you really want them, then go for it. You can also get an increased monster chance, but I don't recommend wasting Robux on that. Oh yeah, you could buy coins too, but I also don't recommend that since you could just get them in game. Okay, here are your settings. Pretty simple. You can just read what they do here. Normally the attack hitbox is turned off, but I recommend turning it on if you're a new player, just so you could see um, where how big the hitbox is, so you could determine if you can hit a survivor from a certain distance with the killer you're using. It's pretty helpful. The patch notes is pretty explanatory. It just shows you what's new, and yeah, just read them every single time there's an update. It'll help out. Oh yeah, and this button, if you click it, it'll turn you AFK. So if a game ever starts, then you won't join the game. You'll just be in the lobby. Okay, last basic thing I want to show off is down here. There's the shop, Phoenix's shop to be exact. And here you could buy different items, just these items. The best one here by far is Stefano. If you're gonna buy any, buy Stefano. Stefano makes you run faster, and it's really helpful just to get out of the situation. And I might as well just explain all of these. A flashlight is basically what it says it is. It helps you see better. Ultra flashlight is even better. First aid kit heals you up a pretty good amount. It's definitely useful, but you'll probably find these around in on the map. These three are pretty common to find around, just lying out on the map, so I don't really recommend buying those. Stefano, like I said, probably the best one. Doom Gauntlet. If you have this put on, you can't run, but you could push a monster back. I don't really recommend buying it. If you want, you could buy it. It's basically just in case of an emergency. If you're out of stamina, you push them back. But yeah, that's not really that important. And the weird mask, if you buy this, then you could put on the mask and you basically turn into the killer's little buddy. The mask isn't really that strong of a character, but I mean, if you want, you could buy it and be a killer for free, basically. Well, not for free, 350. And that is it for all the basic fundamentals of the game. The rest is up to you, basically. You have to keep on playing and learning how to counter and how to play against every killer. And play as each killer, I mean. Well, if you buy them. But yeah, I will probably be making some killer guides for beginners later too. I won't be starting off with these because I haven't even played them yet. But with these guys, I for sure will. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, leave a subscription. I would really appreciate that. Like the video if you want, I guess. And I really hope you all stick around. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.